Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about self-talk, right? Self-talk. SELF hyphenated talk. Self-talk. That's what I want to discuss today. It's a really powerful tool that you can use to help motivate you, to help push your life in the right direction. And I think it has been something that's been overlooked for a really long time. And now it's starting to get more and more recognition, right? It's very psychology based. Therapists, I think, would use it a lot in their sessions as they're talking to their clients and working with people, helping them to overcome certain challenges in their life. But self talk is a really, really powerful tool. And it's something that we all can do. It's easy to do, it doesn't cost anything, right? And so that's what I want to discuss today. So before I get into that, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, just please take some time and subscribe down below. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications because I post almost every single day. And also don't forget to share and hit the like button because those two things help the channel grow. And that's something I'm really working towards as well. And as I continue to bring you more content, right? So we're going to talk about self-talk. Now, this is something that I teach. Now, for those of you who don't know, I teach and I also do a lot of life coaching as well. So self-talk is, I would say, it's one of those powerful tools that you have in your basket that maybe you're not using it, right? And maybe that's because you're not aware of one, what it is, and just what you can do with it. So let me start off by defining what self-talk is. Self-talk is really just having conversations with yourself, right? You're really having conversations with yourself. The key is you want those conversations to be positive. So you're having conversations with yourself because we all talk to ourselves. How many conversations have you had just today before you came across this video? How many times have you said something to yourself? And what did you say to yourself? Because that is what is key. It's not just that you're having those conversations with yourself that we call self-talk, but it's also what you're saying when you have those conversations. And so that's something that you really have to, you have to look at, and I'm going to talk some more about that. So think about this. Our emotions and our mood is determined by the conversations that we have here, our thoughts, right? So our emotions and our mood is determined by our thought process, what's going on inside of our head, which means that what you're feeding yourself, what you're telling yourself on the daily, the weekly, the monthly, the yearly, whatever conversations you're having with yourself, it then impacts your emotion and your mood on any given day. So you might ask yourself, so why am I in such a crappy mood beyond the fact that maybe you didn't get the job or something else happened in your life that didn't go the way you want it to go? But then when that happened, how did you respond to it? What did you tell yourself? And that's the most important conversation you are going to have is the conversation with yourself. So when something didn't work out for you, when you lost your job or you didn't get a job, when your tire blew out and then you got to worry about, oh, how am I going to get some more money to get new tires on my car? Or there's a car you wanted and you didn't get it, or you got some problems or drama in your relationship, or you got some issues at work, or whatever the case is. Regardless of whatever the situation is, what are the conversations are you having? What are those conversations you're having with yourself now? What are those conversations that you're having with yourself? Are they negative or are they positive? And so self-talk is a great tool when it comes to confidence and optimism, right? It's about confidence and optimism. That's the good side of it. There could be the flip side of it. But we're looking at the positive side of it first. So what are you telling yourself? Stuff as, and I do this too, like I do this, right? I've done this. I know I can step out here and do a really good job. And you keep reminding yourself of that over and over again. If you're going into a job interview, I know I will do great in this job interview. Obviously, you have to prepare for the job interview. You can't just tell yourself that. But knowing that you have prepped, you could tell yourself, I know I'm going to do good. 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 And so you keep repeating that in your own words, in your own way, right? But you keep repeating that over and over and over and over again. And guess what? That is how it's tricking your mind, right? It's about tricking your mind. And so when your thoughts, your psychology, right? When your thoughts now become positive, right? Your outlook then becomes more positive, and maybe, just maybe, the outcome of of whatever you're seeking is now going to be positive. So now you're looking for a more positive outcome to whatever your situation, your circumstance is. But it all begins between the ears. You've probably heard that. It all begins between the ears. So what are those conversations that you're having with yourself? Let me tell you, our tendency, and from doing a lot of life coaching or just from teaching, our tendency is to always be negative, right? We can find a negative place so quick, and something could be neutral, and we can quickly figure out a way to look at it from a negative stance first before we see the positive. A lot of times, for us to see the positive, we've got to engage with someone. We have to have a conversation with someone for us to be able to see the positive side of something, right? Or sometimes even the positive side of ourselves. Someone has to tell us, you know, I realize that you are really good at so, 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 and so. You're really good at, and nothing's wrong with that, right? It's nothing having support, outside support. But the honest truth is, you're never going to be able to get the successes that you desire in life if you don't have that mindset to take you there. It's your mindset that takes you there. And what feeds your mindset is the conversations that you're having with yourself. So instead of, saying, oh, wow, I look so fat in these clothes, or so fat in this dress, or so, I look so terrible in this shirt, or I look so, and a lot of people might not even be worrying about how you look in the dress or the shirt you have on or whatever. But it's crazy when we think a certain way for long enough, it manifests, right? So it's our thoughts, and now it manifests into our actions. And a lot of times, the results that we're seeing in our lives are a direct correlation between the things that we're thinking, right? So it's a direct correlation between the things that we're thinking and then the results that we're getting is what's going on inside of our mind. It's those thoughts. What are we feeding our mind? Think of why you do the things that you do and what you have to go through mentally to be able to do the things that you do. And so there's a mental process going on where we're constantly juggling back and forth in terms of, how do I handle this situation? What do I do, right? And so that's where self-talk comes in. It's like, what are those mental conversations that you're having with yourself that you can then turn around and turn into positive actions that will hopefully bring you the results that you desire. As I said, it's so easy to be negative. A lot of times you see people are really negative, and after a while, just stuff starts happening to them, right? Because you're destroying your self-confidence. If you keep on telling yourself that you're not good at something, or you always screw up, or you're good for nothing, then guess what? When you come across situations that are challenging, that demand that you have confidence, that you need a little bit of grit to be able to push through, you're not going to have it because you don't believe in yourself. And it's interesting how a lot of people don't see that. You are the very one that might be holding yourself back from accomplishing some of the things that you want to accomplish in your life. And what is holding you back is the conversations that you're having with yourself. And until you can alter some of those conversations, until you can change the way you think, and you change the way you think, one way you do that is by the way you talk to yourself, right? One of the ways you change the way you think and your thought process is by changing the stories and the words that you use in regard to you when you're talking about yourself, your self-talk. So you have to change the way that you think if you're going to have and get the results that you want going forward. And so sometimes a lot of people don't see that is absolutely necessary that you do that. So as I said, you might be the one who's holding you back. The reason why you have not started that business is because you have talked yourself out of starting that business. The reason why you have not gone back to school, all right, is because you have talked yourself out of going back to school. You keep coming up with all these excuses in your brain and tricking yourself to do the stuff that, out of doing the stuff that you really need to do, right? The reason why you haven't, maybe you don't have a better relationship with yourself or with someone else is because of the thoughts and the stuff that go through your brain, the things that you're telling yourself. You're too negative. You need to be positive. It's not easy to be positive every single day, but if you are negative way more than you are positive, then you would realize a lot of times that you're living and dwelling in negativity. So look at your self-talk, because your self-talk has a lot to do with what you will accomplish in your life. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, the power of self-talk, right? Really try it. I use it, employ it, put it in your arsenal. Let it be a part of your new way of kind of spurring the stuff that you want in life, really kind of taking you to where you want to go. Change your mentality and the way that you look at stuff. For those of you who've used self-talk before, or if you didn't know what it is, or if you're just curious or you got comments, please leave them down below. I appreciate your comments, always. Also, if you've got any thoughts or videos that you would like for me to do, leave that down below as well. As I said before, don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. Also, don't forget to turn on your post notifications, because I post almost every single day. Also, hit the like button. Don't forget to do that, and share the videos, because it really does help the channel grow. And please take some time to go back and look at my other videos. There's a lot of good content that you can enjoy, right? So until next time, don't forget to try self-talk. Peace.